The Mega Man series has a long history of holding contests to see which robot masters should appear in future games. Often confined to just Japan, these contests involved drawing out and giving a description of what you thought a cool robot master would be, sending it to Capcom and just hoping that it would appear in the next game. Mega Man 6 was different, however, as it was advertised in Nintendo Power that those outside of Japan could submit their entries as well. And in issue 44, there are several pages dedicated to looking at some of the submissions that there were for this contest, of which there was over 200,000 entries for the Mega Man / Rockman 6 boss contest. The top 8 entries would be selected and featured in Mega Man 6, and 2 of those happened to be outside of Japan, those being Nightman and Windman. The 8 winners who had their bosses featured in the game were referred to as the Wily Award winners, while there was always also 32 runners-up selected as well, which weren't featured in the game, but I suppose were considered by Capcom to be cool enough to receive some sort of attention, and these were called the Dr. Light Award winners. Regardless of whether you won an award or not, all of those who submitted an entry in Japan received this, the Rockman Arranged Version Special CD Volume 2. Volume 1 was given out for those who submitted an entry to Rockman 5's contest, and Rockman 4 contest entrants even got like an art book, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I managed to stumble into the possession of one of these, and I thought it would be fun to share it with all of you today, something that you only would have gotten back then if you submitted an entry in that boss contest. I have no knowledge though if anything was given out to North American entrants who didn't necessarily win, like as a participation prize. There isn't all that much information about these contests overall. Yeah, description up here just mentioning that, thank you Wily fans for submitting your robots, and to wait to see when the game comes out, if your boss is entered in there. So I guess this just would have been handed out to everyone before the game was even released, which is pretty cool to see. When it comes to the Mega Man boss contests, I think Rockman 4's is the most notable because the top winners in that one all received a golden Rockman 4 cartridge, which has become very sought after these days. Naturally, it's very rare, very high in price as well. So the Rockman 4 boss contest really stays strong in people's minds. I looked into the Rockman / Mega Man 6 contest though, and I couldn't find any real concrete information on, other than having their boss featured in the game, exactly what the winners might have received. In the Rockman 4 Japanese strategy guide, you can actually turn to the back and even see those top entries that were submitted, so it's clear that there was quite a bit of effort and thought put into the contest back in these days. But then you get to the Rockman 6 guide and you turn to the back and there's just like nothing there. There's no mention of it whatsoever, so I don't know if they kind of just started, phoning in the contest by that point or what. But yeah, it's weird how there's just not as much info about the later contests. Of course, the cool thing about the Rockman 6 contest is that the whole game is based on robots from around the world coming together for a competition, just like how the contest to create the Robot Masters was held worldwide this time rather than just in Japan. Back to the CD though, yeah, so since this was a thing given out to people who entered that contest, it's got some cool music arrangements on it. I figured maybe it would be fun to give them a quick listen, so let's see what they got. And it should be noted that one of the songs was referred to as Crushman from Rockman 2, while anyone who's played that will know there was no Crushman in that game. There was a Crashman or Clashman, that's a debate for another day. But what this song actually is a remix of Gutsman Stage from Rockman 1, so I don't know how they typoed that one or messed that one up, but just keep that in mind. But otherwise, just what a cool thing. Like, I love that even people who didn't win kind of got something that they could hang on to and say, yeah, I entered that contest and had a lot of fun, and just, contests overall Who doesn't love them? They went on for quite a few years as well, even into the Mega Man Battle Network days. They were still having competitions to see who could design net navis. And if I had any artistic ability at all, I would have been all over those things. Although again, I think like Mega Man 6 is one of the anomalies in terms of ones that had entrants from all around the world, where in other cases it was mainly just Japan, who got to have all the fun. But I hope that today had some fun learning about those old Mega Man boss contests and how they worked and what people might have received from entering them. If you have any more info about them or any comments, I'd love to see them down below and reply to those, and hope that you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time for something different. So thanks and take care, everyone.